Good afternoon. This is Shep with All Things Shep, and let's get started. These are the top 5 things that I learned from running marathons and on my marathon journey. Big shout outs before we get started. Big shout outs to good friend Skinny, who completed his first half marathon and on his way to running a full marathon. So congrats. Before I get started on the journey, this is my 2008 San Francisco Marathon. This is the 2009 San Francisco Marathon. This is the 2010 Fresno Marathon. This is the 2014 Marathon. All these are real. None of them are bought on eBay, or none of them are bought on Amazon, or none of my receiving people. These are actual marathons that I actually ran and finished. These are the top 5 things I learned. Just to somewhat be rambling. Number 1 was a sense of purpose. The first one I ran was 2008. Up until then, I dropped out of college. I didn't pursue a lot of my goals. I was just sort of drifting, literally drifting through life. And I had seen that Oprah Winfrey had ran a marathon, and up until she ran it, that was called an Oprah line, where she finished the race in like 4 hours, 29 minutes, and 17 seconds. So in my mind, I thought, man, if I can run this marathon, or any marathon for that matter, I can say in my mind that I was drifting, didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, but I can say in my mind that I beat a billionaire's time. So my first race, to 2008, I decided to run it. Had no mentorship, no training, well, little training. Not prepared, just thinking that I can run this little simple race and finish it under her time, and say in my mind, if I could do nothing else, I'd be a billionaire. The time, anyway. In that first race, I did 6 hours. At the beginning of the race, you would take all your belongings, put them in a bag, and at the end of the race, you finish and you pick up your bag and you take off. Well, there was like maybe 12,000 people that ran that race, and I'm one of the 12,000, and assuming it probably was like 12,000 or so bags, give or take. I finished that race in 6 hours and like 3 minutes. Out of the 12,000 people that ran that darn race, by the time I finished and crossed the finish line, it was 20 bags left. The volunteers had been took off, race administration been took off, and it probably was one of the last volunteers. Snacks is gone, the free massage is gone, the celebration, everybody's gone, except for this one person, probably one of the last volunteers, gave me my medal, and it was like maybe 19 other bags there out of 12,000. To say I was disappointed was an understatement. But I still finished the race, and for the next race, 2009, I was better prepared. So it gave me a sense of hang in there, complete it, and go from there. The second thing I learned was discipline. That race isn't around the corner. That race isn't a few miles. That race isn't, let's just go a few times around the track and you're done. That race is 26.2 miles. One race. Not broken up, one race. 26.2 miles. In your training, give or take, some people start in a year, some people start at 6 months, some people start 8 weeks out. I started 6 months out. You have to work in a long run. You got to work in a couple throughout the week, in 7 days in a week. You have to work out damn near 5 times. And you got to get you a long run, a tempo run, bike, cardio, ab work, core work, the right shoes. You got to cut a lot of the riffraff off, no kicking out, a lot of the partying. You got to be real disciplined for this one event to finish it and to do well. You have to be really disciplined through that training, and sometimes people don't understand. But as long as you understand, as long as you believe, that's all that matters. So you got to be real disciplined, and it takes a strong person to say, hey, I can't go to that party, I can't go to that meeting, I got to cut the overtime short, and I got to get to training. So that's another thing that I learned. Number 3, sometimes you got to swallow your pride and ask for help. The first race, 6 hours, 1 minute, I completed it. But man, I'm running up this race on some used eBay shoes. I'm running this race not wearing compression shorts, but wearing regular underwear, regular shirt. No idea about your core. Just running a couple of miles, a few times a week. Thought I could finish the race. So after that race, the first one, 6 hours, like 1-2 minutes, I sought out help because I wanted to beat my former time. So I wanted to do another one. By the way, those marathons aren't cheap. For a full marathon, it's about, at the very beginning, it might be like $110, give or take, to like almost some of the best races might be $200 to run that race. And I wanted to prove to myself that I can run it and run it at a better time. Now, the second race, 2009, I better training, better discipline, asking for help, and an even better sense of purpose. I ran that second race in 4 hours, 30 minutes. So I did an hour and a half off that time, off the race between 1 and 2. And I missed Oprah's time by like a minute. But it showed me that, one, with proper training, with proper purpose, with proper help, that you can do almost anything in the world. And you can take all this and you can go, not just in a marathon, but we'll get to that later. Number 4, an even harder thing than asking for help, for me, is you got to run your own race. Nobody's going to run it for you. Nobody's going to run it with you. You got to run your own race. And out those 12,000 people up in Frisco on that day, I thought I was the best. Naive. I thought I was the best. I had little people passing me up. I had older people passing me up. I had big people passing me up. Little people passing me up. And you got to run your own race. You have to run your own race. You can't look at other people and their success. You have to really run your own race. And you do the best you can. You can't worry about your running mates. You got to worry about yourself. And the last thing is, when you complete your race, regardless if it's 2 hours, 13 minutes, or if it's 6 hours, you've done something that 0.1% of the world has completed. You should be proud of yourself. Even if you have family there to congratulate you, even if you don't have family, if you don't have friends, even if your enemies don't come out to congratulate you at that particular time, just know that within your heart and your soul that you've completed something that very few people in the world have. And enjoy the moment, enjoy the fans. Just enjoy that moment, because you can carry that momentum for the rest of your life. So I'm hoping that you can use these 5 things that I learned from running marathons, and you can use these same principles throughout life. Um, this is All Things Shep. Enjoying this beautiful Sunday afternoon, sharing the 5 things I learned. And please comment, share, subscribe to the channel. There'll be more of this, more great content. I hope and pray you enjoy my videos. This is All Things Shep.